Good to go? Are we good to go? Hey, yo, Breeze Nation, we good to go? What's good? Bear done. We got real football to talk about. What's going on, Chicago? Appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us for another episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We got a lot to get into on today's episode. Listen, could Darnell Mooney be traded? PFF seems to think so, and that could lead to a very, very interesting conversation. Also got to predict who all's going to make it on this 53, who isn't. I mean, listen, there's a lot that's going on with this 53-man roster at this point. Maybe some surprise cuts for some people, but not for me. And then, listen, Trevis Gipson wants out. All right. All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Appreciate you guys for showing love. Boys, what's good? We got Partial Squad in the building, right? We got super producer Joel Holt, and we got the statistician back there. Look at him on camera this time. Jordan making the cam. Jay Clem, what we going with on that?
We going with Jay Clem.
Jay Clem, you like that? Jay Clem?
We'll do that.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Boys, how y'all feeling today, man?
Feeling pretty good. Pretty good, man. Nice Monday. You know, the weather's starting to break. No more of that crazy heat. So, it's the changing of the tide and the weather.
You know what the weather is right now? It's turning into fat guy heaven. That's what's happening with the weather right now. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Your boy been sweating. Now, the crazy part is now's the time where I'm going to go back to the gym, right? I get going to export the night right after this. But listen, fat guy heaven. It's hot out here, boys.
The chili's coming.
The chili is coming. I like the chili.
What you say, brisket?
Brisket season is coming. Chili season is coming. That means football season is coming. We have no more preseason to talk about. Thank God. But now, right, as soon as we get out of the preseason talk, we got to literally sit here and jump right into who could the Bears keep or get rid of on their teams. And a surprise candidate popping up here in PFF's latest article by Brad Spielberger. I want to say his name right, but I don't know. He says it would come as a major surprise if the Bears entertained the idea of actually moving on from Darnell Mooney, but it would be less surprising if Mooney was a bit frustrated with a lack of progression in extension conversations to this point in the offseason and was open to a change of scenery. Mooney went from being the number one option in 2022 to sharing targets with DJ Moore and Chase Claypool in Chicago. And Chicago was a distant dead last in pass attempt completions and yards last season. While they figure to take a massive leap forward, perhaps Mooney wants more volume in a pivotal contract year. Boys, could we be in a situation where Darnell Mooney could legitimately be traded? And I think that here's the only part, right? Like I kind of look at what he said there. The only way I see it is if Mooney wants a bigger piece of the pie and he's not willing to sit there and play behind Claypool, well, of course he's going to have to play behind DJ Moore, right? But like, that's the question mark there. Is Chase Claypool still the number two? Is Chase Claypool going to go out there and be that guy? We haven't seen him get on the field yet, so I can't sit here and tell you that. But at a minimum, Cole Kmet is still a name that is high up in that room, right? He's going to be somebody Justin's going to use as a safety blanket. What do you think?
There's not enough yardage to go around with all that talent that's been assembled. So when that happened, I mean, if this is a rumor, it's a rumor. But what did we say? He's going to be basically play the slot.
Yeah, and he's going to be a slot
because there's no way. I mean, he's technically a number two. That to me, that means that Chase Claypool is doing enough to warrant, or this is contract year, and Mooney's going to want some money, and he's not necessarily going to fit in the plans of this new rebuild.
Here's the thing, right? I love that he starts this with, it would be a surprise. It would be a surprise to me. Main reason is you don't get rid of Justin Fields' best friend. I think it's pretty clear that Justin Field and Darnell Mooney are really close, but you also have to ask yourself, did Justin Fields just get a new best friend? Because it seems like him and DJ Moore got really close really, really quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a situation now where, you want to have Justin comfortable. You want to have Justin with the friendship. But if this Bears team takes the leap that a lot of people are hoping they do, what a lot of people are expecting them to take offensively, right? If Justin Fields does turn into a passer, that means we're going into this draft looking for what? We got 2 first-round picks. Who are you trying to get? Because I know who I'm trying to get.
Well, it looks like we need some line help again.
We need
so
linemen.
you need to pick one of them guys from the offensive line in the next draft.
Hey, listen, I'm still going Marvin Harrison Jr.
That ain't bad either.
Let me get it. I'll take a second-round lineman, a third-round lineman, a fourth-round lineman. But if I compare those first 2 picks and go get Marvin Harrison Jr., you now have – that's a situation where you go from having, right, a room where it's Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, DJ Moore, room you feel strongly about, you feel really comfortable about. You love that.
Well,
but then you go into being the Bengals, where you're like, oh, DJ Moore went down with an ankle.
Right.
We still got Marvin Harrison Jr.
We still want to stay balanced as a team. I don't think you want to be that. The scheme that they run is running backs can catch the ball.
Yeah.
It's the tight ends everyone has a piece, and actually everybody's like a blocker, or they're a hybrid, right? Like the running back can be a receiver, which is why I wanted Bijan. Because it was more about it was more. Look, man, look.
You got Roshan. You got another on. He runs the football. He's behind the line. What are you upset about?
I wanted the Texas chip. I wanted the blue chip player. Like, why not get the number 1 rated guy?
Go get Marshall Faulk.
No, I'm just saying. My point is this: interchangeable parts in this offense.
Yeah.
So the fact is that you have a multi-talented player that can do certain things. Like you said, instead of being one track, we're all dependent on one receiver, and then we're screwed.
Yeah.
So to me, I'd rather us get some linemen and protect this guy, because I'm watching that Carolina pick all day.
Oh yeah, and that's where it all ends up for me, right?
Kid
like
said Bijan again.
Yeah, kid in the chat. Shout out to kid in the chat. Yeah, that's where it all ends up for me, right? Like at the end of the day, I know where. Listen, I know where the league is going. If Justin Fields is who we think he is, Justin Fields still going to be a very mobile guy. Justin Fields is going to be a guy that's going to be able to get out of the pocket. He's going to be able to move around. He's going to be able to throw the ball. I'd rather have guys that I know can catch the ball. I think that can be Cole Kmet. I know Robert Tonyan can be that guy as well. I know DJ Moore can be that guy as well. If Chase Claypool can ever stay on the field, I think that's a very key part of this too, though, right? This all depends on Chase. Like if you're not going into the season, to me, thinking about trading Darnell Mooney, unless Darnell comes to you with contract issues, right? Like he's like, the fact that we haven't talked at all about my contract, I'm upset about. Outside of that, you're not sitting here having a conversation on, we're looking to move on from Darnell Mooney right now. I think that what you're having a conversation on is if Chase Claypool is good, Darnell Mooney's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guarantee. Ryan Poles traded for Chase Claypool. He gave up real draft capital, like high draft capital for Chase Claypool. He's gone.
Well, he has an actual offseason to play. Like everybody's dumping on this guy. It's like, let him get through an offseason of conditioning and learning the scheme, all those type of things. So to me, yeah, the thought was maybe he's number 1.
Yeah.
But now to get that DJ Moore pick, now you got this abundance of talent, or it was embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
And so to me,
gross.
Well,
Embarrassment. I saw that. I see what you did there.
No,
I don't like it.
I meant to do that.
Yeah, you did.
I meant to do that.
He's coming down the court.
So then I came down.
You know what I mean? I meant to throw it like that. No, honestly, right now, and listen, hit the like button in the video or in the on the video if you guys agree. Drop a comment in the chat. Let us know how you guys feel. But I don't sit here and think that I'm not naive to the fact that Darnell Mooney could be traded. I don't think that's the conversation we're having right now, though. And even if he is somebody who's on that trade block, right? Like, listen, as far as keeping receivers, how much is Darnell Mooney going to ask for if he's a slot guy?
He's going to want some money. Like,
you think he's asking 15, 16 mil a year?
I mean, whatever
as a slot guy?
Whatever the market dictates, yeah, he's definitely going to ask that. To me, this is a great situation. Because
yeah, I mean, listen, when you got too much talent.
What I would say is this: what Poles is doing, what we want is that it's going to be around Fields.
Yeah,
these are all rotating pieces. So we're going to have Claypool for a couple of years, but as long as we can get Fields and keep him healthy for about hopefully 5, 7, 8 years. Well, like what did Aaron Rodgers do for the most part?
I'd take 20. That'd be nice.
I'd take 10.
I'll take 20.
My point is,
Aaron Rodgers still playing.
It's our turn.
Let me get 20. Let me get 20.
But how many guys did we cycle through? I mean, how many guys did Rodgers and them cycle through? that's what we want, to have that consistent. Where now Justin Fields is the old guy in the locker room and not the young guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you got to get. But I think I'm with you on that, and I think that you're in a situation with a guy like Darnell Mooney where, yes, you could look to move on from him at a certain point. I just don't think that you go into this and just say we're willing to get rid of him, we're willing to trade him away. Now, you did bring up an interesting point, right? If you feel like the contract situation isn't going anywhere, you got to get something for him. You can't let him walk.
You're not going to lock up that amount of money right now. I think they're at a luxury at this position because even if, I don't want to mention.
Can you risk letting it get to the offseason?
No, I think that the thing is he's proven that he can draft. So why does he need to sign him to a long-term deal when he's still building his team out? He doesn't want to eat up all his cap.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just asking, right? Can you risk him getting to the offseason and you get nothing for him, he walks away?
No, I mean,
like if you're going to make this decision, we're talking about making this decision between now and week 8,
right?
Week 7. Like that's when you have to make this decision on Darnell Mooney being, like you said, being a surprise trade.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. We'll see what that is. We'll see what that ends up being.
Look, I'm hoping we get a 4th round pick out of that.
I don't know if you're gonna get a 4th round.
4th round?
You don't think what? You get higher or you gonna lower?
I mean, I'd probably lower.
4th is hot. 4th is
it's like mid.
We got a 2nd round pick for Chase, and Mooney is
gave up a
1,000.
2nd round pick for Chase.
That's what I meant.
Chase has had more success in the NFL than Darnell Mooney has.
Mooney's a 1,000-yard receiver, isn't he?
Yeah, but Chase has like 11, 12 touchdowns already. I think Darnell has.
No, he was like, had a promising rookie year, and then he was
been in the league 3 years.
His rookie year, right? But he was worth a 2nd round pick. But he had maybe 1,000 yards his rookie year, and then he was averaged 800, maybe 900 the other 2 years, if I'm correct. Stat guy.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's true. But I just wanted to throw this monkey wrench in there. What about the guy?
Oh, buddy, 2023. You can't be throwing monkey wrench out there.
He's the wild card.
Oh my God! Hey.
Only on this show can you get away with that joke.
Hey, Christian Kirk. That comparison. 4 years, $72 million from Jacksonville. I put Darnell in that kind of tier.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So that's $18 million a year.
Exactly.
So
that's
you think he's going to be
money.
requesting that?
Yeah, and he's going to whatever the market dictates.
He might be gone then.
Give me a 4th rounder.
Yeah, he might be gone. He might be gone. 18 mil for Darnell Mooney at the I don't know. I don't know about that. What did Rail said? Pat, stop. Claypool has not had a better season. Stop. He has. It's not even a question. His rookie year is better than anything Darnell Mooney's done.
I thought Mooney had 1,000-yard. Didn't he have 1,000-yard season?
Darnell did have 1,000-yard season.
I don't think Claypool's only had. What did he do his rookie year? I don't think he had 1,000 yards.
He had 9 touchdowns his rookie year.
I said yards.
Yeah, he had 9 touchdowns.
I'm asking yards.
He had 9
Stat
touchdowns.
Guy.
All right, yeah.
Stat guy.
He had 873 yards.
I am on it.
Stats.
He had 9 touchdowns. Has Darnell Mooney had over 5 yet?
I asked for yardage, not touchdowns. You can get throwaway touchdowns if you're in the end zone in the right spot.
Hey, listen, that's the important stat.
I want yak, yards after catch. Yak, give me yards.
I mean, okay. Yeah, it's about what you want, I guess. But I mean,
Rookie season, right?
Yeah.
Rookie season, 631, 4 touchdowns.
For who?
For Darnell.
No,
Darnell Mooney.
I want Claypool stuff.
Oh, Claypool was better
I
than
think
that. 'Cause he had
Mooney
Ben.
had
Claypool had
1,000
873
Yeah,
yards
Claypool
his
was
rookie
better
year,
than that.
9
He had
touchdowns.
Ben.
Okay, and what did he have after that?
Claypool had like 4 touchdowns in one game with Ben.
That's what I'm saying.
Chase Claypool. Let's see. Chase Claypool stats here. We got him here. Year 2, he had 860 yards, 2 touchdowns.
For Claypool.
Mm-hmm.
For Claypool,
All
2
right.
touchdowns.
Mooney.
And then it's last year.
Thank you. So he's never had 1,000 yards receiving, and Mooney has at least had 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards, 60 yards.
That's
a
the
game.
barometer. You at least need to be 1,000-yard receiver, at least.
It's 60 yards a game.
Okay. but-
Claypool's rookie year, he had 873 with 9 touchdowns.
With 9 touchdowns.
Okay. Lord. Lord.
Hey, listen. I just want to know. Here's my thing. I just want to
Am I
know
wrong here?
what is the important
Am I
stat?
I asked for yardage. I didn't
What's
say how
the
many touchdowns.
important
You
stat?
can get touchdowns. Jerome Bettis got throwaway touchdowns
I'd rather
in the end zone just because of just being in the right spot.
Yeah.
But when you are the focal point of a receiving core, my point is that yards after the catch, you get the receptions, points per reception, all that type of stuff. My point is that Claypool is okay But my point is that Mooney has a value because he's a 1,000-yard receiver.
Nunu Johnson said Komet had 8 touchdowns. Come on, Pat. Cole Komet just got $50 million. What are we talking about right now? Cole Komet had 8 touchdowns. Come on, Pat. You can't equate it to touchdowns. Bad. He just got paid for it.
I'm not touchdowns. It's not bad. I'm just saying I wanted to see the yards in terms of the impact of the game. That's all I'm saying.
Listen. It's all about that yak at the end of the day. And
now he's saying
I think this season, it's all about that yak. You know what I mean? I just think realistically, we got to go to an expert on the situation. Kid, what are your thoughts on Darnell Mooney?
Trade him. Trade him.
Yeah, you've been so quiet this episode, bro.
You
just didn't have much to say.
Watching WNBA.
Asia Wilson really
got that thing on.
Relax.
I'm talking about
the basketball. We're talking about the actual basketball.
I'm talking about the shot above the belt.
Hey, listen. Burns said, per NFL reporter Stacey Dales, Darnell Mooney kind of frustrated because he wanted Ryan to extend him early in training camp. I think that plays into it. I think that's going to play into it. I don't think that's the end-all, be-all, but here's what I keep telling everybody. Darnell Mooney is not Ryan Poles' pick. I like Mooney. I want Mooney to be here. I think Mooney's a good weapon.
I need everybody.
He's not Ryan Poles' pick.
Calm down. Most of these players are not Ryan Poles' pick. Justin's not Ryan Poles' pick. To this point, most of them. Justin's not his pick.
Yeah, but that's why he's coming into this season and where you sit there and do everything, right? Like
magnifying.
Listen, I said that's also what plays into this too, right? Because everything changes. The Darnell Mooney scenario could become null and void if Justin doesn't have the year that we think he's going to have. And we're going into draft time talking about Caleb
Williams,
Caleb Williams, right? Like that's a very different scenario. That's a completely different place for us to be in. You have to ask the question, can you risk him getting to the offseason if you don't feel like you're going to get him re-signed?
But the thing is that Poles, he is shrewd. Like the guy is not playing around.
So he's a GM.
He appears to be a good GM. Like
he's a GM. You know what I mean? Like
but he's calculated. Like he's got value and he's able to flip some of these picks and he can draft.
Yeah.
So I'm encouraged. Like I like Mooney. I hate to see him go, but in terms of business, he's not going to lock that dude up for 18.
18 is crazy. You would have to take a team friendly deal.
Yeah.
But
is 18 really the number?
Probably. He said Jordan brought out Christian Kirk being somebody very similar to him. I do think that's a good comparison for him. Just drafted him. And
he got how much?
Was you mad when
4 years, 72?
When I took Pat Mahomes, was you a little upset? Don't worry about that. But
dang. Hey, Mister, don't draft a QB round one. First thing you do.
You know what?
First thing you do.
No,
you can never. It's always a send off.
Literally, I didn't even realize I had drafted him until Jalen texted me and he was like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "You just drafted Pat Mahomes with your first pick," and I was like, "Oh." I'm kind of like half paying attention to this, doing it on my phone. Like,
hey,
it's
not a bad pick. It's only 3 QBs you take off time. You take Lamar Jackson, you take Patrick Mahomes, you take Josh Allen.
Yeah, I cannot wait for our draft.
Our draft is gonna be funny.
I agree with
our draft is gonna be. We should live stream the second draft.
We should live our draft.
We should live stream our second draft.
Hey, I'm picking a QB with my first pick.
with the first pick in the draft.
Well,
Mahomes.
In my league, we got those 2 quarterbacks options. So.
Oh, it is 2 QBs.
Yeah, ours is 2 QBs.
Wait,
so
what?
You gotta.
In my league, I have the extra flex.
Oh, and ours is just one, right?
In ours is just one.
Yeah, that's fine.
You have a quarterback flex?
Yeah.
That is cheap.
Hey, you draft the QB first.
They like seeing high points.
I see.
They like seeing high points. That's all it is.
Hey, I want yards.
They feel. I want yards. I want points.
I want it
No. You wanted points.
I wanted yards.
Points and touchdowns.
I said yards.
Points and touchdowns. Hey man, shout out to Tanner. Tanner's dropping a super chat. $5 said that thing on. What up, P kid?
And she lefty.
Hey yo,
do with that what you will.
Excuse me.
She lefty.
Anyway, all right, let's get up. Let's get to this next
she
topic.
balling.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Balling right now. What you talking about?
I'm concerned. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Listen, boys.
I'm concerned about our preseason, how trash we look.
That's what you're concerned about?
Absolutely. Jordan Love look better than us.
You want to know why? They running real stuff.
Hey, but listen, you ain't
Yeah,
you ain't earned no right to sit there and say they running real stuff.
You
You ain't earned no right. We're talking about a bunch of new people and it's a bunch of proven people. You better run something.
No,
Running them high school plays out
that's
there.
literally what they ran.
Hey, they ran 2 high school plays and
literally
Justin
what they ran.
underthrew him 3 times. What is he doing, bro?
Hey, bro, Justin was like, yeah, whatever. Hey, I
threw
said,
one in the dirt to Cole
I
Kmet.
said this, that preseason game, the fact that the Bears played Justin was for one reason. They don't know who their center is going to be. So they needed to see, hey, can you snap the football to him?
Man,
and then he got hurt. Like,
I hope that's the case.
It was like, and then instantly he got hurt. It was just like, bro, like, all right.
Hey, I'm be honest with you. We be real quick on the excuses. They did this because of this. Whole time we just suck.
You can
like
I can tell you this for a fact. Everything they ran at practice, I didn't see one of those plays.
Yeah, this is
I didn't see one of those.
They
plays.
are lying in the weeds for the Packers. They're going to come out there and try to like.
Hey, listen. Now you still got to do it. You can't come out against the Packers and have a 17-10 win.
They're going.
And you ain't did
gonna,
nothing. You know what I mean? Like you got to cook when you ain't showed me
I think they're
nothing.
going to go up like 17, 18 points in the first dang near half, 24 points, and then wait for them to come back.
Jay Chris said the play was drawn up in the dirt. It dang near might have been, bro. Like the plays that they were running was literally like set hut. Hey, it was 2 times Justin took off and ran. I said, "What are you doing? You lay down, sir."
That man made his decision on a couple of them snaps at the line.
Down.
DJ's getting this ball.
Hey,
Nothing's
bro.
there. He's just throwing. I'm like, God damn, Mooney was open over there. Just threw it to him.
Ain't doing nothing,
They
bro.
doing
Ain't
nothing.
doing nothing. Hey, let's keep this thing moving along, man. The 53 is the cut down is here, and we've got some cuts already. Let me get the updated cut list.
Hey, this is gonna mess up with my ADHD. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Why? Too many TVs
This
going
TV
on?
right here, dog. I'm just like tuned into that.
That's
They
okay.
look at the camera once.
Joel put it at the perfect height, so it always looks like you're looking at the camera.
Does it really?
Like
Okay.
if I'll be watching TV the whole time.
The whole
interview with
time.
somebody.
What the heck is going on there? Subway sandwich look good right now. What's happening?
Well, free pub. Gave them that free pub already.
No, I'm trying to plug a sponsor. They better come through with it.
Let's jump into this. We got the 53-man roster. The cut down time is here, and the Bears have already done us a pretty big favor by cutting down most of these guys to this point.
Who they cut?
So far, and we'll talk about some of these more in depth later on. But PJ Walker's gone, Alex Leatherwood is gone, Bravion Roy, LaShawn Pitts, Keelan Deesh, Logan Steinberg, Bobby Haskins, DeAnthony Jones, Anthony Brown, Davion Taylor, Darius Fountain. I did think Fountain was going to make the team. Darius Fountain being cut tells me Velus Jones is going to make the team.
Unfortunately,
Darius Fountain being cut tells me that Velus Jones is going to make the team. Because I thought that would have been the receiver that you
Where
kept.
they going to put him?
You also end up cutting in Simba Walker, and they waived Gabe Hooley because what? This is not. They ended up waiving.
They do that one more time.
Gabe Hooley because
there you have it, homeboy.
because he ended up getting injured, and so they got to do all of that to take care of him. But I think that Simba Walker will be back on the practice squad. Some of these guys are going to be practice squad guys, but is there someone on this 53 that you feel should make it, shouldn't make it? When you look at the team as a whole, is there somebody that you guys?
Jones. Why you knew exactly where I was going. Velus Jones. I just saw Tyler Scott do everything he can't do. Everything he can't do. You got one job right now. What's the job, Cam? Catch the balls. Hey,
he don't even have a camera. He off camera.
Hey, Jordan,
That's my boy.
hey, J-Rock, what's the one thing you got to do?
catch,
Hey, what did he not do?
not catch.
Neither.
Did the ball come toward him? He was like, I should get out the way. But I want this ball.
He thinks it's basketball. No. The problem is he thinks it's basketball.
What I love is Tyler Scott is like, hey, no,
Catch the ball.
That is fire, get out the way, poison.
Hey, and the ball is over here. Where he at? Way over there.
Nowhere
Where he should
near.
be.
And listen, he said, oh, I can win this job.
All I got to do is get out.
All
the
I
way.
got to do is get out the way. And then what made it even more solidified to me is the fact that when he did catch the ball, he actually turned it into a couple of nice plays. I think Tyler Scott's probably going to be a main returner. I don't know why you're keeping Velus Jones on this team. I mean, I think, right,
Because
At
that's
this
a
point,
failed pick.
you only have to keep
That's
him
a
out because
failed
Darnell,
pick for,
Darnell Mooney might get
that's a
drafted.
failed pick
that's
for
like
sure.
admitting
That's a
that
failed
you
pick.
No, that's Poles. He needs
Yeah.
him to.
No, yeah, that's a failed
Oh, he
pick.
got to hold that.
Oh, yeah, no. He got to hold that.
He don't want to eat that loss. But
So right now, how I have this offense lining up, y'all tell me when you disagree. Justin Fields for sure going to make it.
You actually asked that question.
Bro,
You don't
Who
say.
think needs to be
who
on
you
the
think
roster?
needs to make it? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I said this too, and I jump into the 53 in a second. I said, why can't I think of our special Coach Richard Hightower? Are you willing to tie your job to this guy? Are you willing to tie your job to Velus Jones? Because to me, that's realistically what you're doing. Why? Because Velus Jones isn't a young player that made mistakes. Right? That's what everybody keeps saying. He's young. He made mistakes. He made mistakes. He made a mistake. No, Velus
older
Jones.
than I am.
No. That's crazy. He's 40. Now, what Velus Jones did is be a young player that lost you games.
yeah,
You can't do that.
Mhm.
not at this
Young
level.
players that lost you games, Isaiah Mazaret Smith or Smith Marset, whatever his name was.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He was a young player. He could catch the football. He lost you a game making a bonehead decision. He was cut the next week. That man couldn't even get on the plane. They was like, hey, bro, we just going to leave you here. You got Uber money? Yeah, we got you with the contract. Cool.
Hey,
Yeah,
you got your
stay
per diem,
here.
right? You got your per diem?
You know what I mean? Kendall Vildor is a young man who has lost you games. And the Bears were like, hey, we're going to go out and get as many DBs as we can so we can just kind of shove you to the practice squad. Because they like you. They like you. But nah.
I got to file for workman's comp. Now I'm getting assaulted on the screen. I'm
It
getting
was
pushed.
it was Vildor. You know what I mean? But no, I don't see it as a you can't do what you did to PJ Walker and not keep that same energy with a guy like Kendall Vildor to me. But that's what they're doing. And that's because Richard Hightower loves this guy. He loves this guy. He loves the passion, the energy. You know what I don't love? When the ball hit his hands, they don't land in it. That's a problem.
Butterfinger.
That's a problem.
But the lights get too bright here at this level.
That's what I said. I said, listen, I'm not gonna lie to
y'all.
y'all. And listen, y'all know I came into the year right banging on the table. I was cut him.
Cut him.
Mhm.
I'd have cut. I swear I would have cut him after the Washington game. I'd have been like, hey, brother, it was fun. It wasn't. But
Why wasn't he cut immediately after the first time he fumbled
I'm not gonna do it the first time.
in the preseason?
I'm not gonna do it. In the preseason this year.
It's just the same mistake.
Well, because
Why didn't you get cut?
because it's one cut down day. So they're gonna let you get every opportunity to do it, but then he never plays again, right? Everybody else is looking good in that situation. But here's my thing at the end of the day. Richard Hightower, you can love this guy as much as you want, but if he costs us one game this year, hey, listen, we're gonna let you finish this season, but I'll pack you right up with Velus and y'all can both drive away together because you wanted to keep him here.
I think too. I mean, the problem is he's attractive because of his speed, right? But it reminds me of I just forgot the guy. Was it Miller? Who was the guy that we had?
Anthony Miller?
Anthony Miller just kept dropping passes, in the
my
end
You
zone.
want to know
Yes.
Anthony Miller?
In the
No,
end zone.
Anthony Miller was a different situation to me because Anthony Miller was good all till he dislocated his shoulder and it never stayed in.
Nope. It kept popping out.
Every time
that
he would
the
catch
case?
a touchdown and like go down, it would boop.
Yep.
And he would drop the ball.
I've seen
And
him
he got
drop
to the
him
point-
right at the
Bro,
end zone.
he
Like
got-
That's crazy.
nobody touching
Miller,
him.
Anthony Miller got to the point. This is a point you don't want to get to. This is why I stopped playing football, right? I told everybody a story about how I dislocated my shoulder, all of that. Anthony Miller got to the point he could pop it back in himself.
No, I'm good.
Like he had figured out, okay, if I hold it like this and push on the ground, it'll pop back inside.
I'm good.
I'm labrum gone.
That labrum gone. So here's my my offensive guys that I think for sure make the roster. Of course, your starters, right? DJ Moore, Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, Cody Whitehair. Tevin Jenkins, remember, is going to go to IR once we get the 53 settled. So probably Wednesday, you'll see Tevin Jenkins go on to IR for the first 4 weeks. Nate Davis, Darnell Wright, Cole Kmet, Darnell Mooney, Justin Fields, Khalil Herbert, Kari Blasingame, Chase Claypool. Alex Leatherwood's gone. You're probably keeping Larry Borum, right?
You ain't got no choice. At
Yeah,
this point.
and they
He's
signed
impressed
with it.
enough.
Lug, what's the guy? Big guy.
Lutz or whatever
Lug.
it is. Yeah. Luntz or
No,
Lug.
Lug, like
yeah.
Josh Lug. We've got
yeah.
a lineman from Notre Dame, right?
He might make it as well. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to make it. Ja'Tyre Carter is probably on this team. I didn't think he was going to be on this team. He's done enough to me to make this team, though. So Ja'Tyre Carter.
We were talking about him in the practice, right?
Yeah. No, he's been in place in Nate Davis the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Collins makes this team. Robert Tunyon's going to make it. Equinemius, PJ's gone. Deontay Foreman makes it. Burns is probably gone. Burns is your second fullback. I'm not keeping two fullbacks. Sorry, J-Mac. Tyler Scott's going to make it. Pettis is already on IR. Pettis is going to miss the whole season.
Sorry, J-Mac. That's his guy.
No, J-Mac like fullbacks. He was a fullback,
Yeah, that's true.
Pettis is gone, right? He's gone for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even have him. Isaiah Ford was an interesting name that I think was brought up because of late in the game. He ends up with the block punt, made a couple of nice plays, caught a couple of nice balls. Pause. Where I don't know if he makes this team, but we'll see. Haskins probably gone. Hoy has already been cut. Kramer
say that is
injured. Island's probably gone. Deesh is already gone. Mercedes Lewis makes this team. Pitts probably doesn't make this team because of tight end. He's a tight end. You're not keeping 5 tight ends. Pretty much everyone else is going on that. And then I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Nathan Peterman might be out of here.
No, you gotta have a third.
I think you go
You
get
gotta have
him.
a third.
I think you go get a vet, another vet.
Nah,
I think you go get another vet. What happened in the chat?
Somebody said something about you.
What?
That's hilarious. Never mind. Keep going.
Okay, you just burst into laughter.
Read it. I'm not putting it on the
Secrets.
screen.
Oh, okay. All right. What did it say? Oh, Pat is smoking. Hey, man, we'll see. We'll see what it ends up being. No, but here's the other thing you have to take into account too, right? A lot of these names, a lot of these bodies, there's going to be some guys that don't make this team as well. I think I have 27 from the offense making it because the Bears are still number 1 on the waiver wire. The Bears are going to go get an old veteran offensive lineman, an old veteran center that you know what he can do. Is he a great blocker? Probably not. What's he do well? He can snap the football. You don't have enough guys. Lucas Patrick is your starting center right now.
And he's hurt again, right?
He's always hurt.
Because he got hurt last year.
Is he
never
hurt
healthy.
currently though?
Never healthy.
I don't know if he's hurt right now. He was taking snaps at practice before last preseason game, but they didn't play him in the preseason game.
Who's got the injury on the cast on their hand?
That's
already?
Cody Whitehair. He's your left guard now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Lucas Patrick starting.
I'm okay
No,
with
because
Lucas.
they signed him to be the center.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Listen, I would love for that story to pan out. I'm okay with him being your center.
You
That's
actually
another
need
Packers
him.
guy.
To
I
help.
just want him to be healthy.
You need him to help Justin. Sincerely,
And
he's
he's
playing the second most cerebral position on that line. I mean, on the offense, you would need somebody like him.
This is what I said, right? The toughest part about the whole Lucas Patrick situation is the 3 plays we saw him play center. He looked dominant. Then he instantly hurt himself again. Like that's your problem. What's wrong with Lucas?
But that's what we signed him for.
You signed him multiple times. You signed him to the big money, I should say. You put him out there in multiple times in different positions, and he got hurt in every single one. You hope that he's able to come back from that. I do think he's going to make this roster, of course. I don't think that he's going to go out, but I think you're probably looking for offensive line help on the waiver wire right now.
We need a ton of help because Justin's still going to be running.
Yeah,
He's still going to be running, but he can extend plays because those dudes can catch.
But you know what the difference is? Like Justin running last season was out of none of the receivers I have here I trust to throw the ball to while I'm running. Yeah. But I think that's the difference, right? Like Justin Fields running last season was more tied to
saving his life.
I'm not putting this ball in your hand.
Yeah,
I'm not going to give you this opportunity to like let the ball bounce off your hand and go the other way. I think this season you'll see more of Justin Fields standing in the pocket, trying to avoid the pressure, using his athleticism to avoid the pressure, and still trying to deliver the football downfield more times than him bailing out and just taking off on a play like we saw a ton last season.
I hope that's what we see because I mean the little sample size we got to see on that last preseason game. All jokes aside, there are some plays where it's like, okay, like that play to Cole Kmet, he actually could have given him a clean ball, and he should have been able to give him a clean ball. He hesitated, and in his hesitation is like, okay, that's something he has to work through. Those are his mechanics.
Yeah,
you look at that ball, he dropped down. Who was that coming across? Running back.
Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert dropped the ball coming across.
He should have caught it. But if I throw this ball right now next to you, might catch it. But if I throw it really hard, you can be like, dog, I'm right here. He threw that thing like he was throwing that bad boy downfield.
But no.
So him not catching that, I can understand why. I can see why
that's
that
still
happened.
on Khalil to me because one, he's throwing you in stride. Like that was probably the best ball he threw. I mean, even the one to DJ Moore wasn't a good ball. DJ Moore had to go down to get it, bring it back up. He turns it into a 40-yard pass. But that's the thing, right here. Here's the difference. And this is the difference that I want people to understand this season. A lot of those little plays that we looking at and people are sitting there and saying, Justin Fields didn't throw a good ball on that. Justin Fields didn't make this play. Justin Fields did. How many times do we watch Pat Mahomes do that? How many times Tyreek Hill had to run back to get the ball and then just turn it into something 90 yards downfield? How many times has Travis Kelce had to make a tough catch? He's bigger than everybody else. And then he goes, and what do they say when he does that? He put it in the only spot that Kelce could get it. No, that was a bad throw, and Travis Kelce's good.
I think the difference is we're comparing someone who's proven that he can make the throws necessary when Justin hasn't. And that's just the difference. And it's not being critical. Like it's the difference between being, objective in the sense of, hey, we need our line to be good so he doesn't feel the need to run.
Yeah.
We need our line to give him the opportunity so he can have, the other time to do things. But he also has to have time to evolve himself. And so this is one of those things where please treat Justin like a developing QB and not somebody who runs the league yet because he don't run the league
No,
yet.
but I think your biggest difference is playmakers. When I got when my margin for playmaking is this, right? With Equinemius St. Brown, I got this much. If it don't hit him in the hands in between the numbers, he's not going to catch the football because it's not going to be able to bounce off his body and back into his hands. Right? Like that's your problem. When I've got Isaiah Marset Smith or Byron Pringle or whatever, my margin for error is this. When I got Travis Kelce, my margin for error is this.
Hey, Patrick Mahomes had Pringle.
He had him before. I mean, he caught like 3 passes. There's a reason Pat didn't throw it. You know what I mean? Like when your margin for error goes from here to here, it changes. I'm not saying that Justin Fields is going to be Pat Mahomes all of a sudden, but his margin for error has increased. We've seen that with DJ Moore. The 2 passes that he's thrown to Moore, they haven't been lasers. No. And DJ Moore's been able to turn them into a play. When you have playmakers, it changes your game. It allows you to do more. It allows you to go out there and have more of a window to throw. It allows you to gamble a lot more. And I think that's where, this season, Cole Kmet improving, hopefully.
DJ Moore is special.
I told you. Did nobody believe me?
I'm just saying.
Nobody believe me.
He's special.
Hey,
he is.
He makes a difference. And to give this, I shout out to V-Dog. I think that we agree that the line is, like I said before, marginally better. It doesn't mean they're going to be great, and he's still going to be able to use his athleticism to extend plays. And now you got guys that can actually catch the ball. So I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I agree with you. Steve-O said he had his best season with Pat Mahomes, 560. That is a pretty good season for a dude that got 42 passes.
So hey, listen,
pretty good.
We're just going to say this.
Byron Pringle.
We're just going to say this. Just give him time to develop. We're not here to compare the two. Because he ain't the only thing they got in common is they both black. That's my favorite Charles Barkley line. I don't care Charles Barkley talking about Kobe and Michael Jordan. This is his favorite line. He was like, the only thing they got in common is they both black. I was like, dang, that's a ball.
Yeah, they got a lot in common. But no, Daryl said, Pat, the pass to Moore was low and away from the defense in a safe position for a 5'11" wide receiver. No, it was a bad pass.
It was a bad pass.
It was a bad pass.
Sorry. You can't give him passes.
You don't want to throw it away from the defense. You want to throw your receiver into this part where he's going to be running towards. It was a screen. Now, DJ Moore turned into something amazing. The blocking on that, pretty good. Yeah, I mean, like those are the things. There's a lot of things that go into, taking that next step, having that next level. The blocking is going to be huge.
I don't know why that line caught me, but it's so corny.
But it's one of those situations for me where now Justin Fields has playmakers. Now Justin Fields has opportunity. Now he can sit. Like, I don't have to sit here and hit DJ Moore perfect. Because when the ball comes his way, he can pick it up like Spider-Man before it hits the ground and take off. Right? That's how Pat Mahomes can get away with a lot of the crazy throws he does. So I think I'm not saying that Justin Fields is going to turn into Pat Mahomes. What I'm saying is the margin is increased, and Pat Mahomes has always had margin.
He's just that
Pat
good.
Mahomes has probably had the most margin of any quarterback in the NFL. Who's got receivers that give you more of a catch radius? Like Kirk has Justin Jefferson, but then it falls off a cliff.
Yeah, the thing is, he went to the best situation possible. He went to a 13-3 team. They traded to get that dude. He goes. They had a running game because Kareem Hunt was still there, right?
Yeah,
before he went crazy.
Yeah, he was.
They had
Before the kick.
they actually had a top defense.
Every time Jordan's here, we talk about Kareem Hunt for some reason.
Hey, I got no relation to that dude. No relation.
But the thing is, he went to the best situation possible. You went with Andy Reid, they did the most they can get out of Alex Smith. And Alex Smith helped coach this guy.
Yeah.
And he sat the whole year. He got the best
It's the best situation possible. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
It's
no,
almost
absolutely.
Aaron Rodgers, where Aaron Rodgers sat for 5 years, and this dude came out and tore the whole league up.
Did Mahomes come in because of Alex Smith's injury, or did he get injured in Washington?
No.
Remember, Alex Smith messed the knee up. Did he
No,
get injured
that was
in
Washington.
gone.
That
He
was
was
Washington.
That was in Washington.
Yeah,
So he
he
was
just
going
let
by
him
there.
go.
So they just made the switch.
They moved on, and he went over there. And then he was the next Joe Theismann.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
injury
yeah.
This is actually a good question about V-Dog. He says, it seems like you're expecting less from us this season. Explain what you mean, because Pose wants us to compete for the division title this season. If you've seen the Bears 1920, he set high expectations.
I can expect things to happen. Hey, listen, I expect somebody to come in and give us a multi-million-dollar deal.
V-Dog, this ain't even
It's
directed
gonna
at you,
happen.
but I want you to understand something. Pose as a GM is not going to roll into there and say, expect us to lose. Like, he's not going to say that. Like, he's going to.
But what they said last year was expect us to lose. This year is all about assessment. That is the GM saying, I expect us to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
This year's all about assessment. Okay, what we assessing? Hey, where'd all the players go?
So, but like realistically, you can't. We're talking about developing a team, trying to get some continuity and things of that nature. You shouldn't expect us to be a playoff team. Now, if we are great, I want us to be. Don't get me
It's a
wrong.
playoff team.
We have the opportunity to
This year,
because
the
the
opportunity
division and
to do
everything,
that.
things are
Yeah.
shaping up for that to be the case.
This year they got Yannick 1 year. They got this team is set up. This was probably a 7-win team last year. They mailed
destroyed
it in. They traded people off. They just
Mugs
basically
forget.
stripped it down.
Mugs forget, right? Khalil Mack was healthy last year
Was
for
healthy.
the most part.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack's on this team.
Yep.
Akeem Hicks
Mhm.
was pretty healthy last year.
Mhm.
Akeem Hicks on this team.
No,
Like you said.
he wasn't. No, Akeem Hicks had diminished. No, they let him go. He was in
We
Tampa
let him
Bay.
go.
He was in Tampa.
He let him go
But
before.
Ryan Poles didn't resign.
Right, he let him go.
And he was
Exactly.
like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, to your point, this could have been a 7-win team. Robert Quinn is still your third option, right? He ended up having, was it last year? No, 2 years ago. We ended up trading him last year.
Yeah,
2
he had
years ago, he's
18
18 and a half.
years the year before.
But yeah, go ahead.
But my point is that this team is, it's not, like I keep saying, it's not a championship contender. It is a playoff contender. If anything, they have the ability, depending on how the season goes, if they gel together, if they merge together, if they galvanize, this could essentially be the class of the division because it's kind of wide open. It's going to be a little competitive because the Packers, I think, will always have a little bit of a dog in the race. The Vikings are there, and the Lions are technically the more favorite. But the Bears could really come out of nowhere because this could be like the Carolina stuff, going 3-13. The next year they go 13-3 or 15-1, whatever they did when they got Julius Peppers the next year, Jake Delhomme and all that stuff.
It does help when you have Julius Peppers, yes.
I think our retooled defense gives us the opportunity to pick up a lot of these games within our division. I worry about our games outside of that, but because of that, like you said, you had us 5-1 in the division.
5-1 in the
5-1 in the division.
Yeah. I got
can
a
see
sweep in the
that.
Packers. I got a sweep in the Vikings because I think the Vikings are going to fall off a cliff. I really do. I
don't think they have the right O line. They don't have the right O line.
No,
They don't
I
have the
think
protection
that
for him.
in terms of
And
cycles,
he's a statue.
in terms of cycles, I mean, the Vikings are probably at this point of rebuilding. Like this
Yeah,
is not,
yeah.
that team is pretty much done. And so now they're going through their transition phase. Like we are out of this cycle. We have the new team now. and technically we should come out and really do something. So
I'm surprised they don't try to pay Jefferson now and just pull the plug on Kirk.
I think they are.
I'm very surprised by that.
I think they are.
If any year that you're gonna try and pair a young quarterback with
Another young
with Justin Jefferson,
you better
like,
do it
let me
now.
go get Caleb Williams. I'm very surprised that they haven't talked about pulling the plug on this season, but I guess they want to do this competitive rebuild thing.
Adam Schefter talked about that too.
Yeah.
At ESPN Football Fest, he talked about not really trusting them and what they're doing there, and I really appreciate his take on that. But I think that's really it. I don't look at our team as being like so head and shoulders above everyone else. Our defense just matches up better with everyone else's offense. Like our defense with Kirk Cousins, Kirk Cousins is not going to dominate our defense.
Yeah.
I don't trust him to do that. I don't think he has the line to do. I think we're going to get to him more. I don't think Jordan Love is going to dominate our defense.
the cover 2, it beats bad quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Bad to average quarterbacks wins. You can honestly, if the pieces are in place. Now I don't think this is a dominating defense. Like I think we still look a little shoddy against the run. But then again, it's preseason.
We ain't seen nobody.
We
saw one game of Yannick Ngakoue.
Right.
They literally was like everyone's dead.
But last year we had some issues. Now, of course, we have a whole new revamped linebacker core. The D line is not necessarily 100% of what we want yet. This is not the penultimate Warren Sapp.
I'll tell you what though, you're gonna get Zach Pickens quick.
Right. So hopefully,
Javon Dexter
I
ain't
think
panned
what's
out
gonna
as
happen
quick
is
right
that
now,
this
but
is-
Zach Pickens got it.
this is an ascension.
Yeah.
Because now if the rookies take hold and the offense gets better, this could be one of those teams that actually starts off a little shaky, or they start off hot, but then they really actually just get better as the season goes.
We'll
This
see.
is a whole
I'm
new
more
team.
confident in our defense simply because there's too many variables on our offense. And it's not even our players. I still have to know what Luke does. I still have to know what we don't even know what's happening right now.
What are you talking about?
I think
Offensive, we don't know what's happening right now.
Here's the
We don't know
part.
how it's really
There's
gonna
a
be
lot of
managed.
people that have been upset about how Luke did his game last season.
I think
What he did in the second half of last season is crazy. Everyone believes we had no wide receivers, and then Darnell Mooney got hurt. So then you had less than no wide receivers. We were putting up 29 points a game out here. Now, like I don't get the hate on it. Let's finish out this with the defensive side, and then we'll get into a very interesting name on the defense that might not want to be here. DeMarcus Walker, I think, is for sure here, of course, right? Justin Jones, Andrew Billings. Andrew Billings is a monster, man, too. He's gonna be
Big dude.
a absolute
You gotta do it.
dominant. Over 200 in the chat.
Ooh,
200.
Hey.
Shout out to the chat pulling up today.
Get it.
TJ Edwards going to be there. Tremaine Evans, Jack Sanborn, Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, Eddie Jackson, Jaquan Brisker, of course. Dom Rob is still here. I don't get it.
Don DeMarco.
I don't get it.
Swear to God, don't get it,
Bro,
Don't do it.
I don't get it. Why,
Oh, man.
like, have y'all heard Dominique Robinson once in preseason?
No.
Dang.
No.
I'm getting chime-ins from the audience out here. I'm like,
Who is he though?
Dominique Robinson is the quarterback wide receiver that we drafted last season to play defensive end, because his last 2 years he did that in college. Yeah, I mean,
Hey, run that back.
yep, exactly. Nope, I'm not running back. We just keeping it going. Javon Dexter's here, Zach Pickens, Rasheem Green. DeMarquise Gates might make it because I don't know what Noah Sewell's injury is right now, and Noah Sewell's going to make this team as well. Dylan Cole probably not. Stevenson will make it. Terrell Smith, I think, is going to make it as well. Elijah Hicks, AJ Thomas, maybe AJ Thomas. And then it's if I'm not mistaken, Anthony Jones is already gone. T. Bell might make it. Travis Bell might make it. I don't know if we saw enough from him, but he might. At a minimum, he might actually be on the practice squad. Terrell Lewis, I think, is going to be the one to stay because Trevis Gipson has requested a trade. Terrell Lewis has been a little bit ahead of Trevis. Micah Bakersville might be here. He's played pretty well. Buddy Johnson, Kenyoy Dang is gone. Buddy Johnson probably gone as well. I think linebacker, keep it. TJ Tremaine, Sewell, Jack Sanborn.
By the way, any update
in
on Sewell?
Bakersville? We haven't gotten an update,
No update on
on Noah
Sewell,
Sewell yet, so I don't know what's going on with that. At least I haven't seen one. Maybe the chat saw one and I missed it.
I didn't see one either.
Blackwell makes it because of special teams.
Can we talk about how that's the most perfectly timed trade request we've ever seen?
right as he's getting in the game making plays. Right as he's getting in the game making plays.
They're
you know what I
literally
mean?
talking
Like-
about he's asking for a trade, and there's a fumble. It's like, wait a second, wait a minute.
Well, the news came out before that. By the time they had brought it up on the air, that's when he got in there and made the play,
Perfectly
right?
timed. I'm like,
I
yo.
was surprised Michael Ojemudia didn't make the team.
Yeah.
He was somebody who he got a little cooked in practice, but he didn't end up. He ended up getting cut today as well. And then, I mean, listen, Trevis Gipson was my other one, but he has requested a trade. Trevis Gipson won out. Trevis Gipson, I don't know what the situation is with him that works.
I'll be honest, it didn't look like he was gonna make the team.
Yeah, I mean, like, but he's better than Dominique Robinson. He's been better than Dominique Robinson.
And apparently he wants to play in a different defense.
He's a good player. If that, nobody's crying. Can we get a 5th round?
Well, I'm not upset about it. Shout out to Samurai J. Said 200 people, 50 likes. Come on, y'all. We better than that. 25%. Shout out to Samurai J. Always showing love. Trevis Gipson wanting out, I guess, makes sense from the sense of where he is on the depth chart. My question mark is, why is he there on the depth chart? He's better than Dominique Robinson. Maybe not better than Terrell Lewis, but I mean, he's a guy that puts his hand in the dirt.
So you got
He can get to the quarterback.
Maybe it's a
What did you see in
situation like with Tevin. Like there's a
Practice, he looked good. Practice, he
Gipson
looks
looked good.
good. In the games, he's looked good. It feels like literally a situation of you weren't our guy. We're not going to pay you.
That's what I'm saying. I think
We're not going to pay you.
What was he looking for?
He's probably looking. I mean, he's with Clutch. You never know.
$36 million
He's with Clutch.
a year.
You never know, bro.
We want $1 gazillion. You know, that's what they all want at Clutch Sports at this point.
But I feel like, right, even with, I get him asking out because to me, DeMarcus Walker, fine. Yannick Ngakoue, of course. Dominique Robinson, I don't get it. Rasheem Green, I don't get it. Trevis Gipson's better than Rasheem Green.
That's
According to several people in the chat, he wanted out because of scheme fit, which I have to listen. You have to know what you're good at and know your strengths. If that's what it is, I respect the player for being upfront about that.
But here's the thing.
But he was going to get cut anyway.
But no, he was going to make the team. That's why you got to ask for the trade. He was going to make the team.
He was going to make the team. Gotcha.
Right? So, but here's the thing. As far as scheme fit goes, he fits as far as somebody who can rush the passer from the edge. No matter what, we're going to be, I don't care if it's 3-4, 4-3. He's got his hand in the dirt. We're rushing 4. Yeah. At no point has Trevis Gipson been a stand-up player.
He's a glue guy. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, I was just going to say, so with some numbers in 2021, when Sean Desai was out of here, he got replaced by Chuck Pagano. Gipson had his best year. Yeah. You know, with 7 tackles for loss and 7 sacks in that 3-4 scheme. So now we don't run that.
Desai. He was god.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna be better than what he was. I thought he was gonna be better than what he was.
It's usually a carbon copy never really works.
Oh my god!
But he had the 4. Now they're in the 4-3 defense, and now he's struggling. So he just made one out because he wants to fit in somewhere where he can actually thrive.
But I think I don't think the struggles are right. Like, are the struggles because he wants to go be number one somewhere? I think the struggles are he was the number one. There was nobody opposite of him. Right? Like, listen, if I'm coming in and I got Yannick Ngakoue on the other side, yes, he is going to be. Now, maybe he just wants to be the starting guy. He's going to be behind DeMarcus Walker no matter what.
This is going to be the nerd in me. I want to see the incentives on his contract. The incentives of his contract will actually, and you look at his stats, that'll tell you why he wants to be out. To go from 7 sacks last season to 3 this season,
and they're using what you're less.
And they usually, so it depends on, you look at his tackles, everything went down.
Well, I mean, listen,
of course,
last year is because he played poorly. There's nothing to do with playing time. He's the only defensive end on the team that they were sending. Yeah. So like, last year is just, but that's the thing. He was the only one. I would think this year you try to benefit from the fact that I'm standing opposite Yannick Ngakoue 4 or 5 times.
I don't think he's going to get 7 sacks, 11 QB hits.
Can I get a 5th round pick? Just give me some picks.
For him, I'll give you a 5th round pick. For him, I'll allow you to have a 5th round pick.
What's with this 5th round pick, dog?
Well, he wants a 4th for Mooney. He wants a 4th for Mooney.
Oh, you know what?
See, I got my GM hat on.
Who was capping and said that Mooney had a better career than Chase Claypool.
The whole chat
Okay.
and Joe.
I
Because yards are more important than
I
touchdowns.
didn't say that. I just said he had more
you
yards.
you did say yards are more important than touchdowns.
I did not say that. I just said I wanted to know how many yards did he have more.
Yeah.
I did not say he was better. I just wanted. I
said he was
didn't
better
Mooney-
because of the yards.
I did not say that.
That's what I heard.
How many touchdowns?
That's
How many
the problem.
touchdowns did
You're
what's
selective
the-
here. Things go in, don't always stirs around and comes back out.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought that's what I heard. Ain't that what the chat heard?
That's what I heard.
Yards are better than touchdowns.
I did not
10
say that.
touchdowns. 10 touchdowns versus Chase's. How many?
12. Chase has
Oh,
12.
well, see, there you go.
What did he say?
He said 10 touchdowns versus
12.
Chase is how many? I said Chase has 12.
Yeah. All I was saying.
Now, granted, they
was-
both spent the same amount of time on the field last season. So, you know what I mean? There's that.
How many did Chase get last season?
2, maybe, because he's splitting time in
Yeah,
both
he didn't
spots.
do anything.
Gotcha.
He didn't do nothing when he came here. I think he had 2 before he left. Whatchamacallit. No, I don't know, man. Like I look at the Trevis situation, right? It's not the end of the world if the Bears do end up trading him, but I think it goes back to the Darnell Mooney conversation, right? Of, can you afford to remove talent? Can you afford to get rid of talent? Can you afford to let guys walk? Yes, for a draft pick that may come in, but Trevis Gipson, like, you can't be so stuck to your plan that you're blinded by the players that haven't produced.
Yeah.
Dominique Robinson's not good. Like, maybe he will become good. Maybe he will get good. Maybe he will figure something out. Something will be unlocked. But outside of one game versus Trent Williams, like, I can't hold on to just that. That was week 1 in a torrential downpour, and he figured out every time he lifts his left foot, that means it's a pass play. I can get to the quarterback. Great. You dominated. You cooked. I didn't hear from you for the next 16 games.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard from you in 3 weeks of preseason football. I don't know, man. Maybe there's something scheme-wise, right? Maybe that's a preseason situation. He's getting the Justin Fields treatment on the defensive side. Scheme-wise, they're going to use this guy to fly around the field, and we just not seeing it because they're running vanilla defenses.
I'll be honest with you. We are not that type of team. We have not earned the right. to
Every
sit
team
there and
does
do
that. Every team.
No, not every team.
Literally every team.
Not every team.
Literally every team.
Not every team.
60% of the time it works. Every time.
Every time.
this is not NBA
Hey,
preseason.
but
But boy,
no.
like, every team, no one's running anything.
No, I mean, I'm not saying run out your whole playbook. I'm just saying, like,
Nobody's even running. Like, most muds aren't even running past their script. The Packers ran their script.
yeah, I hope not.
The Packers ran their script.
I hope so.
Well, they're trying to get
so.
What's his name ingratiated to it, right? So they're running their script to get him used to it. So that when he goes in,
I feel like that's a
regular season,
double-edged sword, you know?
it's a double-edged sword. But
Because it's like the teams know what you're going to run at this point, but at the same time, your guy got more reps.
their system hasn't changed.
Yeah, for the most part.
But here's the biggest difference.
And they got Clements back.
To me, the biggest difference with Jordan Love is great. He can run the system. I want to see what you can do after he can run the script. I want to see what you can do after the script is done.
Mhm.
Mitch could run the script. Remember, first drive every game, Bears flying down the field. Oh, the offense is thriving. Here we go. No, they sat there and practiced those plays to no end, and so he was able to play. He was able to run them, and everything lined up perfectly. And then when the defense adjusted, what you gonna do then? That's what I want to see. Now, I also want to see the Bears defense adjust. But I think we didn't get to the Bagent stuff. Bagent went in the backup spot. Shout out to Tyson Bagent.
Shout out to my man out there. He looked like a real QB.
I will say this.
Hey, got the sleeve going on. Got some drip going on. Check him out, bro.
Quick thing before we get up out of here, right? Quick thing before we get up out of here on this. This is a move that is the difference in the Chicago Bears organization.
What you mean?
Previous regimes, previous head coaches, all of that, right? They'd have kept PJ here.
Yeah.
Because
Facts.
he's the savvy vet. I can't trust what this young guy's going to do. I can't trust how this young guy's going to play. I can't trust, right? Like that's what the veterans do.
That's
That's what the experience weighs more than what we saw on the field. The Bears looked at what they saw on the field and they said, "Experience, be you know what? I have that. You showed me nothing. You had a good game at the end of the game. Tyson's been doing this the entire time. Not only can I not keep you around because I wanted to let you have the opportunity to go get another job somewhere else as a backup, but I can't keep you around because you're not giving me anything.
You're not influencing anything.
So we're going to cut bait with you, $2 million in your pocket to basically do nothing. Go have a great life and we'll see you later. Previous regimes would not have done that. That is growth to me. That's something small, something subtle, something where I wish it happened to Velus Jones. But previous regimes would not have made that move to me. And I like that the Bears are willing to do that to this point. It tells me that we're not sitting here dealing with Virginia's Bears anymore.
But they're not going to lose anything doing that. You still got Peterman there who looked pretty decent in the little time he had. Bajan, it looks like a good, strong number 2. And you got the one you're working on now in Justin Fields.
Steve-O said Peterman or PJ about to be on the Montana Dragons.
Hey, he might go back to Carolina. Dog, they need help.
To back up Bryce?
They need help.
I would see. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know where I would see if I could sign? Tampa Bay. Baker got that job, but I feel like that's an opportunity.
He gonna lose it quick.
He's not gonna lose it because apparently Kyle Trask just didn't pan out. I don't know. I wanted Kyle Trask to be
Kyle
good.
was gonna be.
I thought he was gonna be cold, bro.
You got a year behind the GOAT.
He was a Heisman candidate. I thought that boy was gonna be cold, bro.
And then you got the GOAT who's going to retire. I would have been sitting there learning everything.
Bruh.
Hey, Tom, I'm carrying everything. What you need? Like, no, I would have learned everything.
Everything? You carrying everything?
Everything. Oh, get the.
Hey, appreciate you guys for tuning in to
Get
another
outta here,
episode of
bro.
the Windy City Breeze. Arizona is hiring. He could go be the starter in Arizona, dang near. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page if you have not done so. Hit the bell as well so you get notified every time we go live. We go live Monday through Friday, usually around 6 o'clock ish, but every now and then we throw a little wrinkle in that mug, maybe go a little bit early if we got stuff going on. But outside of that, I mean, listen, I'm doing some big things out here on the ESPN side. So I be having some stuff going on.
That's my boy over here.
We having some stuff going on sometimes. Boy. Okay, yeah, maybe a little much. Hey man, as always, it's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Like I said, y'all stay safe out there in Chicago. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Bear down.